Welcome to Man Cave Raw, where we talk nightlife, cigars, travel, food, and drinks. With me, Robert Valderrama, and my drinking pal Mike. How we doing, Mike?
Doing good, doing good.
Thank you for coming out. We're having a couple of drinks. We're going to talk about cool technology, how it affects us. Things like CD players back in the days, tape players, Bluetooth in cars, and now the new stuff, the things that are affecting us and what everybody's talking about. First of all, I want to talk to my guest, Mike. How are things?
Amazing.
I'm happy you were able to come out and join me.
Of course, it's a pleasure. Always a good idea to drink at
Abs-
the man cave.
At the man cave.
Ultimate man cave.
This is a man cave, and it's a real man cave. It's where where you have pool tables, dartboards. Your buddies come and hang out.
Pool table is just one.
Right. Pool tables, dartboards. You know, it's a real man cave, the way it should be, the way it was. I don't know what's happened and what's changed. This is where your wife's not allowed to come in. Just kidding. But her friends are. Just kidding. So, Mike, tell me, man, forget right now. Go back 10 years ago and tell me what technology fascinated you the most 10 years ago or in the 90s. Let's just go to the 90s.
Years ago. Let's do 20 years.
20 years. Let's go back to the 90s.
Yeah,
What was the big thing before we get into our topic?
I have to say the Walkman. Even the cassette player Walkmans. I don't know if they were called Walkmans, but
They were called Walkmans, yeah.
yeah, amazing. I mean, take music anywhere you want, on the bike, on running.
Did you ever have the yellow one that was the waterproof, weatherproof? Red?
Yeah, no, nothing fancy like
That's
that.
that's very foreigner, very foreigner of you.
That's too high tech. The waterproof one.
Do you remember your favorite cassette?
Man, I had so many of them. I listened to everything. I seriously do. I listen to everything. Almost every genre. I was gonna say ranja.
Ranja. That's just
Every
Ranja
ranja.
talking.
I should coin that term, ranja.
By the way, thank you for bringing these Cohibas.
Nice, huh?
Very smooth. Haven't had one in a while.
Yeah.
Mine would have to be, I gotta skip, but the CD player. My brother had a Walkman. The CD player was pretty amazing, and Nintendo. Nintendo. I mean, that was back in the '80s, but Nintendo was awesome. Nintendo 64. I mean, I could spend the whole month playing Nintendo 64.
See, my peak was where it was Super Nintendo. Nintendo and Super Nintendo. Nintendo 64, I was already busy with
Well,
computers.
Super Nintendo had James Bond, right?
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
Come
Super
on.
Mario Bros.
Street Fighter was top
Super Mario
notch.
Kart or something.
Who was your favorite character for Street Fighter?
Raul. No. What's his name?
Ryu.
Ryu.
Ken, Ken and Ryu. Raul.
Raul.
No, those were the real Street Fighters.
Raul.
The
It was
gang.
Raul.
It was Raul. Man, yeah, he's amazing, man. You used to play with him? Wait, this is getting personal, bro. What's going on?
No.
And we're talking about technology.
Come on, man. Come on.
What's your favorite technology right now?
Vibrators? No, I'm just kidding.
All right, we're gonna stop right
Man,
now.
there's so much. There's seriously so much stuff out. What's that? Phone watches.
Well, iWatch.
Like not only
they-
iWatch. but
Right, the smartwatches.
What do they do?
They do. I mean, they're amazing.
I mean, there was a guy that answered the call on his watch.
My brother's got the Samsung version, smartwatch, whatever they call it, Samsung Gear, and he'll literally just I'll call him up, he'll put it on speakerphone, and he'll have breakfast, or lunch or
Right.
dinner, whatever, while talking. And I'm like, is the watch is your wrist on your mouth? He goes, no, I'm eating both hands, and I can hear you, and can you hear me? And you
That'll be
sound
perfect
wonderful.
for driving, biking.
Anything, yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I've never heard wind. I mean, my brother doesn't really work out or do anything outdoors. I mean, he pretty much just eats. But no, it's amazing. Text messages, I think you play your music from it, etc. Are you gonna get a iWatch?
I don't know much about it. I know there's like the affordable version and then there's like the super expensive. I just gotta know more about it. I have to see me in technology. I'm not one of those people where Something comes out, I gotta go and have it. I'm not. I like gadgets, but if I don't need it, I won't buy it. If I
Right.
need it, I'll pay any price for it.
Yeah, the iWatches is pretty interesting. I guess it ranges from $600 to $18,000.
Wow.
The $18,000 range, I think it's a collection. It starts from 10,000 to 18,000, and basically it's 18 karat gold.
Oh, that's why it makes it expensive.
That's why it makes it.
Okay.
That's 18 karat gold, which personally, in the gold sense, I don't like anything less than 18 gold. You know, the 10, 14, I mean, it's just shit. It's not the right yellow. It doesn't look good. It
It's
doesn't
not
look
the
attractive.
right yellow.
Yeah, it's too
What are
Mexican.
you talking
It's too
about? Too
Mexican.
Mexican.
You don't know what I'm talking about? You haven't seen the yellows?
I've seen bad yellows, yeah.
No, but have you seen the really
my
yellow,
jewelry
yellow,
is
yellow,
only
yellow?
white gold.
You like white gold?
Yeah.
See, when I was a teenager, I liked white gold.
No. So
You know,
I
now I like gold. I used to have a gold chain that a client of mine brought from me from China or Japan, from Japan, and they brought it back to me at a good time, good market. It was excellent, and it was 99.99 gold. I mean, this thing was yellow, and it was interesting because people were not used to seeing such gold. And I would have girls or friends of mine like, "What is that fake?" I'm like, "No, this is pure gold." I mean, because pure gold's really yellow,
Oh, it's very yellow. Okay.
very yellow, 99.9. And they're all, "Well, if it's real gold and it's so nice, how come rappers don't wear it?" And I'm like, I have no idea like why they don't wear it.
We should interview a rapper.
I think you need to bring in a rapper in here.
Yeah, we could bring in a rapper. We should interview a rapper and ask that question. That's gonna be the opening question.
That's gonna be why aren't you wearing 99.9 gold?
Why
Which is
your gold very yellow?
Right. Why isn't it 24 karat gold? That's what it comes down to, 24 karat.
Crazy.
So I don't know where the range
So tell me
is.
about the iWatch. All right,
so we're gonna jump
in the
in.
market. Let's say to buy a smartwatch. Is that what they call it now?
Smartwatch. Yeah, I believe so.
What's the point of the smartwatch?
Well, personally, what I find interesting is that since we've had the smartphone, people don't wear watches as much. Before, everybody needed watches to tell time. I mean, it was so silly. If you jump back into the 90s and 80s, we used to call a phone number and it would tell you at the tone, the time will be. I mean, that's how lost we were. If there was an earthquake or if there was, remember that? I mean, that's absurd. I mean, you think about it. We used to call to find out what time it is.
Yeah.
Or if the batteries died in our clocks in our home.
I use that to set a watch.
To set a watch, yeah. Right, exactly. Or if there was an earthquake, remember, I don't know if you were in San Andreas in 94, everybody's clocks went out,
No, I was in LA and the Northridge earthquake happened, 94.
Northridge. In what year?
94.
94. I'm sorry, that's what I was talking about.
I was in Pasadena.
No, it's that I was also in the San Francisco earthquake. But when that happened, everybody had digital watches. So when power would go out in a house or there was an emergency, we counted and relied on that phone. That phone call at the tone, and that's how we would set our clocks. And well, it was ridiculous. It was kind of silly. We really had no idea what time it is. So watches were personally a necessity.
Yeah, it was.
Nowadays,
just like they would have a huge clock on those big buildings in any Times Square, any square.
Correct. Exactly. Like capital. Big Ben in London.
Right.
Exactly. In London. Big Ben in London. They had these clocks everywhere. You're right, because people didn't know what time it was. It was really hard to keep track. Nowadays, with the smartphone, I realize less people are using watches.
They are.
And personally, I respect people that wear watches because now it's kind of like a statement.
Is it? For what?
If you think about it, because there's no necessity to wear a watch. I mean, there's no point to wear a Rolex or any kind of watch, a Citizen, a Seiko. I guess Citizen and Seiko was the, popular, affordable watch. And then if you want to get into exclusive watches, there's a million other watches. But there's no point to wear a watch. So when people wear a watch, I think, to me, because I like watches so much, I think, I don't know, I respect the person more. They're keeping it classy. If it's
a jewelry type of a thing, like a Rolex, that I understand. Because people do pay that price not to look at the time. it's a piece of jewelry. That I understand. But as far as just to look at the time, I stopped wearing the watch, like you said, not when smartphones came out, but way before smartphones. The regular Nokia's black and white screen came out.
Remember
Because
Snake?
yeah, I remember Snake. I didn't play it, but yeah.
Oh, what's wrong with you?
But anyways, but yeah, I mean that's what it does. So it just tells you the time.
It tells you the time. It tells
No,
you the
no, no. I'm
time.
talking about the iWatch.
So now, so I think what's taken place is that people just stop wearing the watch, and the watch is such a there's so much history behind it. There's so much
Right.
luxury behind it. There's just so much
Luxuries with what I was looking for.
convenience for it. You know, something that hangs on your wrist and it doesn't weigh much. And you know, before time was so. I mean, even now time is sensitive, but you know, now you have the iWatch, and the iWatch. I haven't gotten mine yet. I am gonna get one. It provides lots of features. You know, little by little. I mean, I don't want to say I'm lazy, but you know, it'd be nice if I just get like a simple text message. You know, I don't have to pull out this thing out of my pocket,
Oh.
turn on the phone, look at it, and then put it back in my
So
pocket.
so it's like having the phone on your wrist.
It's like a piece of it's like certain information on your wrist. Correct. So time,
You can make phone calls.
date. Some watches you can. I don't think you can do it with the iWatch.
Oh,
So
you can't make phone
I don't
calls.
think you can make phone calls. It's the Samsungs you can. The Samsungs you can.
It syncs to your phone.
It syncs to your phone
Yeah,
via
syncs to your
Wi-Fi
phone.
or Bluetooth or whatever the case
Right.
is. But it has cool little features. I think my favorite feature that I read about, and I haven't verified it, but one of my favorite features is it has a little tap. So if you sync it with somebody else's, so if you're wearing a watch and I'm wearing the watch and you tap it, your watch will tap your wrist. So if I
Oh.
tap it 1, 2, 3, your wrist will feel
Hey,
one,
that's
two,
cool.
three.
That's like the Facebook poke, but it
That's like a
actually pokes you.
Facebook poke.
It actually
But it's
pokes you.
interesting because you get into these meetings and sometimes, like, you know, I'm looking at the person I'm with and I'm like, we got to get the fuck out of here. We got to go. We got to stop. You need to shut the fuck up. Like, don't say that, you know? Exactly. And you tap, you know, like, and you could tap, like, imagine 10 times, like, like, stop that shit.
Hey, that's a good hint.
It's a,
Cheaters will use it at the casino for some reason.
well, now you can get fancy. That's your culture talking now. You're right. That's little signs. Hey, I got this hand. I don't have this hand. That's a great point. That's a whole nother. Vegas, be careful. Brought to you by Man Cave Raw. You heard it first.
Be careful with the smartwatches.
Yeah, be careful with the smartwatches. Flag them right away. But yeah, that's one of my favorite features. There's a bunch of like gay shit where you can like draw something and send that drawing to the other person. You can draw like a little heart or you know, a little star. Or, there's that. I think another thing they were talking about was you can set it because it reads your pulse.
Oh, that's what I heard. When you're running, it takes your
It has the heart
pulse.
monitor.
I'm sure it has all the even phones have those features where it tells
Correct.
you how many calories you burn,
Correct.
and a watch will have it.
Correct.
More
I use
accurate.
an app called Endomundo. Endomundo, that's what it's called. It's a green little character. It's a great app. I don't know where the name comes from. It's
Endomundo?
Endomundo.
I know Mundo.
It
means
sounds like
world in
endo,
Spanish.
like you're smoking some endo, and
Oh,
then
Indo.
mundo, like endo, indo.
But isn't Mundo a world in Spanish?
Mundo, mundo, sí, mundo. Mundo is world.
Mundo, but what's Indo or Endo?
Endo mundo. I don't know where the name
End
comes
of the
from.
world?
End
End the world.
No, it's
Endo.
not fin de mundo, you know. End the world.
I know they mix English with Spanish. Endo,
Spanglish.
Mundo.
I don't know where the endo mundo comes from.
But that's a cool name. They rhymed it.
But I use the app, and the app is based off the GPS on the phone. It's based off my weight and what I'm doing, but it's not that accurate because it doesn't read my heart. And I think they sell a device, but now you got to carry a separate device, and then you got to bring the device, and then you got to make sure you charge the device, and then you got to make sure you wear the device for the device to make sure it's synced so it works effectively. Where with these watches, it just pretty much is all in tune and synced in and pretty interesting. So it has the heart monitor, but one of the features I believe that it does is you can set where, let's just say you're with your wife, and let's say you just recently had a baby. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's just say that your wife wanted to send her heartbeat.
Why?
Let's just say she wanted to send her heartbeat.
Okay.
Well, your watch would start pulsing her heartbeat.
Oh. I,
You sound disappointed.
all right, another. No, I got.
Why would
I
you
got
do
another,
that? Oh,
I got a
fuck.
question for you then. Can you track somebody with this watch, or is it
Well,
just
not
like
necessarily the
tracking
watch, but you
yourself?
could track people with the phones, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many ways
Is
of
it
tracking
easier
people.
to track it with the watch?
No, I don't think it helps or anything like that. I don't think the I'm not quite sure, but I don't think the
So the
watch
question was, can
is
my wife track me because I sent her my pulse?
anything she tracks you on would be based off your phone. If she wanted to
Okay.
track you from your phone, you know,
Okay.
like Sprint, has a
So
feature.
is this watch worth having, or do we know? We don't know yet. Do we know yet?
Well, I think what people are contemplating on it. I think it depends who you are. The two things people are counting on or are discussing is on the higher price. Once you get into the higher price, once you get into the $10,000 to $18,000
I'm never
watch,
buying
understood.
that. I can't afford it.
But people can, and people will buy it, and it will sell. But automatically, if you ask the question, if the watch stayed at $500 to $1,000, do I need this watch? I think more people will justify the fact of owning the watch. As soon as you get into a 10,000
That's
to
a
18,
luxury.
it's a luxury. But what happens is, as soon as you tell people, the general public, there's a watch out there from $10,000 to $18,000. People start making up excuses. All of a sudden, even though it applies to all the models, people automatically say, "Oh, it's $10,000 to $18,000."
Oh,
Well,
now
guess
I know
what?
what you mean. Okay, got it.
Guess what? Next year, you can't even use the watch because the technology is going to be old and they're going to come out with a new one. So what's the point of buying an old watch that's going to be? What's the point of buying a watch? Wow.
Isn't that another problem that technology has? You get something, you pay arm and a leg for, and then 6 months later, it's old technology.
Correct. Well, in Apple's case, 12 months or a year, because they're pretty good at releasing their products. Correct. And that's what I'm saying. The general public, when you get into that price range, it's like, oh, that's so ridiculous. That's dumb. I'm not interested. I almost feel it affects Apple. It affects Apple in a negative way because there is people that are going to buy it, but for the general public, people start putting down. They're so focused on that $10,000 to $18,000 price range that they can't even afford. They're haters. They're fucking sad and they're bummed out and they can't afford it. And they start talking shit about the higher price ones that you know what? They turn themselves off on the ones they could afford.
But the higher priced ones are same thing, but let's say gold and better chain.
Stainless steel. It's stainless steel. The cheaper ones, the more affordable ones are stainless steel. Or like the Sport, the intro model is all made out of plastic. The charger's even made out of plastic. It's just you will literally be judged if you get into the iWatch, how much money you spend. People can look at your watch and say, he bought the cheap one. He bought the Sport.
Kind of like
That's
the
a
old
Sport.
iPhones where there was the plastic ones in the
Well, no, that's not true. The iPhones were always
the colorful ones.
The iPhones were always solid. It was recently, correct. It was recently in the last 2-3 years that they came out with the C model.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right, and then you just knew automatically
before
who
there
bought
was
the
no
cheap
plastic
one.
models.
Right, no, before no, but then they did do that, and people were like, "Oh, you got a C? Oh, that's cheap."
But doesn't it do the same thing?
It does the exact same thing.
Why would you pay more for it? Pay for more. It's the alcohol speaking.
Cheers to
Ladies
that.
and gentlemen. It's
Cheers
the
to
alcohol
that.
speaking.
I mean, I'm a big buyer and seller. I like having the newest technology, and I like reselling my technology. And the difference is if you buy an iPhone 6 today, in about a year, 2 year, 3 years, you'll still get good money out of it. The C models, the iPhone C, I think, C5
That's
or whatever it's called,
talking about.
those don't hold up. They have no value.
Oh, wow.
You try to buy it, you try to resell it, forget it. You're not gonna get.
Is there iPhone 5S C model or no?
Is there iPhone 5S?
5, right? 5 had it.
Right. Well, every time they introduce an S, no, I don't believe there was a 5SC. I don't believe that.
But there was a 5C.
There was a 5C,
But it
correct?
does the same thing as the 5.
Correct.
Because my phone is still a 5.
Right.
I don't have the new iPhone. I won't go pay full price. I have a contract. I have no upgrade. I'm not gonna go pay. How much is it? 600?
It's 600, but
Like the new iPhone.
they have the leasing options. They have the
No, but I
prepaid
have a
options.
contract, let's say, and I can't get out of it. I can't upgrade it, and that's at this point I wouldn't go pay $600 when I have a fully functional phone.
You're right. Overall, this is what Apple has succeeded in. If you look at Apple's product, it's been the same technology for what, 7, 8 years? It's the same apps, it's the same stores, it's the same
I know,
everything.
but I had the iPhone 4. It was already slow when you would do the updates.
Right, processor.
It's almost like they do it on purpose. You update,
Of course.
you need the new update, and then you update, and it's all of a sudden everything's slow. The text messages are slow. I'm not even talking about high tech stuff. Hey,
Right,
speaking of
regard-
high tech stuff, let me change the subject for real quick. Have you seen those 3D glasses for the phones?
You know what?
You would know about that.
I just jumped into that. I just tested out the Samsung. I think it's called the Gear VR. My initials backwards. And it's pretty fascinating. I saw this video. I was at what is it called? The Grove. I was at the Grove on 3rd and Fairfax in Los Angeles, and there was a Samsung booth, and they had the new Gear VRs, and they basically just slide a phone in there, and what happens is the phone splits into 2 screens, and it creates this 3D effect. And when you put these on, you can literally look 360. Anywhere you look, there's video. And the video I saw was these people jumping on a helicopter. From the helicopter, it was a snowy mountain. They got dropped off at the top, and they were snowboarding. And as you look around, you could see the people next to you, in front of you, behind you. And it was pretty awesome. It was pretty amazing. Now they're charging about $250 to $280 for their gear to snap in your phone. Now remember, what has the technology is your phone. Your phone, there's basically YouTube videos that has double screen, and that's what gives that 3D effect.
Hold on. You do need to change something on the phone? Or is it the glasses?
No. What it is just glasses you put on, but the glasses don't do nothing. What happens is it's really just a holder for your phone, and it keeps the phone at a certain distance where it gives you the 3D effect.
Oh, that's what it does. So
Yeah.
you know how they make the 3D movies? If you watch it without the glasses, it looks like there's 2 layers of image.
Right.
Is that the case with the phone, or you
It's
don't
not.
do that?
No, it's not. I believe, and I could be incorrect, but I believe what it does is it plays. 3D is basically 2 videos playing separately on 2 different screens. And I guess it's recording, the camera that records it, the 2 lenses are, I don't know, I want to say like 2-3 inches away from each other.
Right.
And what happens is when you put these glasses in,
But that's, again, going back, that's how the video is recorded.
that's how the video is recorded, correct?
So
it plays back, so when it's done,
you do need a 3D recorded video.
Yes and no. Yes, you do. Actually, yes.
I mean, you can't just take a picture and
No.
look at it as okay. You can't do
No.
a video of your kids.
So what
or
happens is the
hot
3
girls, and then it'll be 3D.
Correct. No, you have to have 2 different cameras at 2 certain points, and then when it plays back, I guess 3D glasses grab the 2 different images and then puts it into one. These glasses are separated, and then you see one on each eye, so it's perfectly measured, so you can see, it expands more the width of what you're watching. So I just checked those out. Now, the thing that's stupid to me is that they cost $250. Google came up with the concept maybe 6-7 months ago, and it's called Google 3D Cardboard. And you can literally go to Amazon.com and you can buy this for $5.
And it's cardboard.
And it's a cardboard box. You unfold it and you set it up.
Well, it's like a DIY. You put it together. You DIY, like do it yourself.
Do it yourself. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Not DUI. You know DUI.
That's what's gonna happen at the end of this podcast. Yeah, it's a do-it-yourself where you fold it up. Yeah, you fold it up and then you slide your Android phone and you choose one of these videos and you get the same effect. Exactly the same effect.
Right, but
It's the exact
yeah,
same
but
effect.
there's 3D glasses for DVDs and TVs and stuff like that. So it's the same thing.
No.
No.
I know. This is, you got to understand, this ain't 3D glasses that you just buy 3D glasses. This is actually a holder and you put on your face.
Right.
And you
But the video needs to be 3D.
It needs to be a 3D video, correct?
Yeah, so it's the same thing. It's 3D glasses to watch 3D videos.
But it's
on
not
your
glasses.
phone.
It's not glasses.
Okay, it's not glasses. What is it?
What it is, it's...
What's the name? You said something Samsung with your initials.
It's the Samsung VR. It's the
VR?
Gear VR. Virtual reality.
Oh, okay.
Virtual reality.
You
But
could've
what
said
it
that
is,
from the beginning.
okay, let me describe it this way. What it is, it's basically a box holder. If you put on the glasses, there's nothing. There's no lens. There's nothing. It's just a box holder. It's like you're carrying a little box in your face.
There's no lens.
No.
You know the
There's-
classic 3D glasses, like blue and red?
Right. No, there's none
We
of
would
that.
go to IMAX.
This is a box, and then there's a split right between the middle.
Mm.
And then what happens is you slide in your phone, and your phone plays two different videos on each side of your eye.
Forget about it.
It's pretty amazing when you test it out. It's pretty
Really?
amazing. Absolutely. It's pretty
And it's
outstanding.
cardboard. The Google.
The cardboard, yeah, but it does the same thing. All it is a holder, and it just splits the phone, and it's pretty outstanding. Now,
I'm sure kids will get a fascination, but what would we do with it? I mean, is that fascinating technology to me? No.
it would blow your mind away.
Really?
Yes, it would blow your mind away. You feel literally with these cardboard box, the Google Cardboard 3D box. It will literally, when you play the video from it, you will think you're there. You can literally turn your head. You can turn your head 360 degrees, and you can see every angle of what you're watching. It makes you feel like you're there.
Mm.
The test, when I tried the Samsung Gear VR, I mean, the rep was like, hey, hold on to the bar because
You're gonna feel like it's real.
you're gonna feel it's real, and you might get dizzy. You know, I had to sign a waiver, like to that point.
What?
Which was pretty amazing.
That's pretty.
And you know what? Literally, I was almost convinced I was in the spot. The only problem is, have you ridden the Universal Studios King Kong?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how you have that 3D effect where it's
Mhm.
everywhere,
Mhm.
but then like the top and bottom are
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
missing? Same thing. It's like you're there, and everywhere you look, you see it. That's all that cardboard ducks. When you put on that cardboard, oh man, that's the man cave raw alarm. That means a female was trying to get in without permission. So that's pretty much what the cardboard box does. So, anyways, Tesla.
Tesla.
Have you gotten to test drive one?
I love Teslas.
Have you seen the new model? What is it? The Model X?
No.
Oh man. Okay.
That's
so
the coupe?
That's the SUV. That's
Oh,
the
wow.
SUV.
Okay, I'm an SUV guy. That's
That's the SUV. They just added a new door. I mean, the biggest feature that I loved was the new doors they added to it, and the new doors were called Falcon doors, and the passenger back doors, they go up and then it swings like wings.
Swings like wings.
Right. That X-Type swings like wings.
You should be a spokesperson for Tesla.
I should. Hey, thank you, Tesla. No.
They should send you one.
They should send me one to test drive. Absolutely, they should.
I remember one episode of Conan when he was doing the late night and on NBC back then, and he mentioned like some kind of a Doritos or chips or Frito Lays or something. I don't remember. So they send him a duffel bag of chips and a bag with their logo, and he picks it up. It's like they sent me as a gift. And he goes, I should mention better stuff. He goes, Maseratis look great, make great cars. Tesla X should send you Tesla X just for saying
Tesla
swing like wings.
Swing like wings. That's right. It swings like wings. Tesla X.
And they don't even know we're drunk or we're drinking. We're not
right.
drunk. We're drinking.
I would like to drink in one of your cars. And I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, the new Model X Tesla is amazing. It's a SUV. It's the SUV version. I wasn't into Teslas. I didn't know much about Teslas, but looking at the SUV kind of shocked me. And did you know they don't have a motor in the front?
Yeah,
I,
I know that there's like 4 motors. There's a motor on each wheel. That I know.
where's the battery pack?
I think underneath the whole car. I
So
think
the
the
whole
whole
trunk
underneath.
space, the whole motor compartment is
It's small
empty.
motors on top of each wheel, on top of each axle.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah,
That's what I know. I'm not.
I saw that.
I don't work for Tesla. I don't know, but but that's what makes the Tesla so fast on takeoff.
Have you seen the videos?
Man, I,
It will take a Lamborghini. It will take a Ferrari.
yeah, on takeoff,
On takeoff,
it will take almost any
clear.
car.
I think they said the quarter mile, it will beat any car
Yeah,
in the quarter
that's
mile,
what I heard. And that's what you need.
and that's what you need.
You don't need a super fast car. You just need torque in case you're getting on ramp on the freeway.
But there's nothing wrong with Lamborghini or Ferrari. Lamborghini or Ferrari, I'm here.
Ferraris make great cars.
Yeah, send one over. No, the Tesla on the quarter mile, it's mind-boggling. It's impressive of how well that car performs and how fast it is. And now they're adding the new superchargers in certain locations of the country and in each state. The superchargers is if you buy these new Teslas, it will charge your car up. You can pull up to it. It will charge your car up in 1 hour.
No.
300 miles in 1 hour.
Wow.
Could you imagine?
Because a lot of people were like, the full charge takes only 200 miles. And I was like, that's fine in the city. That's perfect. 100 miles is, the most you're going to drive in one day if you're doing crazy sales and going.
No, they took it to a whole nother level. Now they have the superchargers. I guess the newer cars are capable of using the superchargers. 1 hour gives you 300 miles. And while you're if you decide to wait while your car's charging, the charging system has Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi, so you can jump online, handle your emails, do whatever search, update your social media, upload your podcast.
Talking about technology and how it is affecting our life. That's amazing. I'm impressed.
It's mind-blowing. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-blowing. It's everything. I mean,
I like trucks. I like SUVs. And now if they have the SUV, that's perfect. What does it look like? Is it good looking?
I remember back in the days where we were talking about that they were going to come out with like a hybrid SUV, which is like half, and Tesla just knocked it out.
Yeah.
Now, not to put Tesla down. I love Tesla. But did you ever see the Fisker Karma?
Yes. Looks much better.
Oh, what an amazing car.
It looks much better.
What an amazing car.
The first time I saw it in Malibu, I thought it was a BMW because of the grill. And I was with a group of people, and I was like, it looks like the Z model, Z8 or something. And they said, the designer of that was a BMW designer. I don't know if it's true or not. So all the listeners out there, go Google it. I don't know if it's the same designer.
Well, we can Google it.
We can Google it, yeah. We have technology too. Speaking of technology, we have technology. But it's a beautiful car. There's one that parks like on the next block from where I live. It's beautiful. It's white. It's super sporty looking, and at the same time, it's 4 doors. It's one of those 4-door coupes.
The 4-door coupes, like the Porsche Panamera.
Panamera or the Mercedes CLS or the VW CC. What else? The 6 Series BMW, the 4-door is still considered a 4-door coupe.
Right.
Because the whole body is designed like a coupe.
Doesn't Audi have one?
I think Audi has one. It has like the Panamera one. I don't know if those are
Panamera is one of my. That's another good looking car that I wouldn't mind testing out.
It's so expensive.
It is.
Can't afford
it's
it.
Pricey.
I can't afford it.
But it's a good looking car. It looks like it has a lot of space. Well, like Dodge has the other one too, the Dodge Charger or something like that. Not that I want to test drive one of those.
Charger has nothing to do. What? What are you talking about?
The Dodge. What's the Dodge one that they have? The Dodge.
Like the station wagon?
The station wagon one.
That's a Dodge Magnum.
Dodge is the Magnum. The Magnum is another one that's pretty interesting.
Is it? I never liked those cars.
Do you not like the car, or do you not like the brand?
Design. No, I like the brand.
You like Dodge?
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Dodge.
No, I love a Challenger. I love the Chargers. I'm a muscle guy. Muscle car guy.
Now
I'm a
you're
muscle
bragging,
guy.
man.
I'm a muscle
You're
guy.
not a muscle
Car.
guy. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah,
I,
muscle car.
I'm a muscle car guy for sure. I'm a SUV, a truck guy for sure. But Dodge is not. Um, See, my friend has a Challenger and a Charger. I love the design of the Challenger. I will not. I don't think there's any car that looks like that. It's a beautiful coupe, muscle car. But he loves the Charger more, the four-door Charger. He says it's a much better car. I've driven both. Haven't really seen a huge difference. Again, if I had to choose any of those, I would choose a Challenger because it's a coupe. It's a muscle car. But other than that, those are beautiful cars. And the Teslas, going back to what we were talking about, we were talking about technology, and now we came into cars. That's my topic. I'm a car guy, but Tesla will revolutionize. But I don't know why it's taking so slow for their takeoff.
Well, if you think about it, I think that the biggest, well, Tesla's already working on this. I was going to say flying cars and self-driving cars, but I think Tesla's already jumping into that. One of the things they're jumping into is their new S-Type or Model S and their new X Model X. You can't crash it.
What do you mean you can't crash it?
You can't crash it.
What does that mean?
If you try to crash it, it will break or it will stop itself.
Really?
You can't crash it.
Somebody else hits you.
You can't crash your own Tesla, basically.
Okay.
That's basically what the technology is going down to. But the other feature,
I gotta do some research, and I urge everybody to do it too.
no, absolutely, no. This is the information that I got, and I haven't verified it. But the other feature that it has, it reads speed limit signs. So let's say you're driving, and it says 35, it'll bring you down to 35.
When they say common sense is not common anymore, this kind of things make it worse for people to start using their heads. It will read signs for you. Imagine that. That's crazy. It's too much.
It's absurd. And I think this is making us lazy. In a sense, if you look at the negative of technology, it's making us lazy. We don't have to keep track of time because we can always look at our watch. We don't have to look at speed signs because our car is going to slow us down. We don't have to do anything because the technology around us that surrounds us.
Can they come up with a technology where you don't have to go to work, but it will make money for you? That should be our next topic, business. Work.
That will be our next topic.
If there's going to be technology to make us lazy, I understand. Yeah, calculators came out. Yes, you really don't need to sit down, grab a pen and paper, do math. If you could just punch in the numbers, it will give you the number. Then you don't overload your head with other information, and you just concentrate on other things, let's say.
Right.
Because back then, math was a serious subject. If you're in business, you better know math. Good math.
Right.
Even now. But with calculators, spreadsheets, and all these things, it made life not 10 times, but a million times easier.
Absolutely.
And if the cars are going to read signs, I contradict myself by saying it will be a safety plus of safety.
Well, how do you feel about self-driving cars?
I don't think it's a good idea.
Why?
Because the technology can't be so precise or so accurate. There's already my friend has a Mercedes GL. It's the big SUV, not the G-Class, the GL. And you could put on autopilot type of a thing, and it will read the freeway lines. And if it goes out of the line, the wheel starts vibrating or something. And I don't know if you want to trust not so good drivers with stuff like that. And I don't want to say you don't want to trust women or you don't want to try certain types of people. That's not what I'm saying.
Are you saying you don't trust women?
But I see so many bad drivers every day. But I don't know if self-driving cars are gonna work in today's traffic system.
Would you trust technology with your business?
Yes.
But you wouldn't trust it with your personal?
Not at all. Not when my life is in the line.
That's interesting. You know, I always give the example, and I've given you this example many times. It's amazing because do you trust people that you don't know?
Not at all.
Not at all. But yet we get on a freeway every day and we get on the streets every day with thousands and thousands and thousands of strangers, and everybody stays in their lane and everybody uses the turn signal, and we do trust these people. If we get in our car and we decide to go anywhere public, we are trusting people. If we go to a restaurant, we are trusting people.
Good point.
And it's amazing because
you're a smart man, Robert.
Thank you. That's that. Anyways, the so it's fascinating that without even realizing it, how much we trust people every day, but yet we have the urge of believing we do not want to believe in other people and we do not want to trust in other people, except for the people we know. And
I just thought of a great example. Restaurants. The most important thing, one of the most important things, is what you put in your body. It has to do with your health. It has to do with everything.
You trust the waiter. Shape. You trust the cook. You trust the guy bringing your food.
Everybody.
You trust everybody.
And you don't know any of them.
Exactly. But yet there's people that we do know that we will go to their house and we will not eat their food.
Years ago, there was a radio show, talk radio here in LA. 97.1 was a talk radio before. And there was Tom Likas, and a great show, by the way. And then there was at night, there was John and Jeff. I don't know if anybody heard this. If anybody did hear this, comment about this, So we want to know if you guys listen to this, and we want to know where these people are. Because I really haven't researched. I used to listen to talk radio.
We would like to invite them into the podcast as well.
I would love to invite them. That would be amazing. But I did not research to see if there's, other than the AM stations, if there's good talk radios. Because in the car, I grew out of the age where I'm listening to like music all day long. So talk radio was amazing to me. And John and Jeff show, when they would start their show, their intro would be, "We don't trust the valet guys." And it's simple. We don't trust the guy with a vest that says, "Give me your keys." It's kind of understandable.
Right.
And then in one of their shows, I remember, this is how good I remember their shows. When one of their shows was, he said, "We don't order soup at the restaurant." Soup. Because anything could fall in there and you won't know. And I'm not even going into the nasty subject, right? Like what could actually be in your soup. I mean, if it's a steak, you could see what it is, right?
Somewhat, I guess. Yeah.
Somewhat. Like physically, it's not liquid.
Right. You can't mix it in. I understand now. You
can't
blend it in.
You can't blend it in.
You can't hide it.
There you go. You can't hide it.
Right.
That's probably the best one. And John and Jeff, I don't know which one was talking about this, but they were talking about ordering or eating soup out of restaurants. It's so bad that I love eating soup at restaurants. And every time I order soup, which I try not to, like on a rainy day, I would order a tortilla soup.
Chicken tortilla soup.
Chicken tortilla soup is amazing. A little bit of spiciness to it is good taste. One of the best tortilla soups I've had was in Sundance, Utah. It's on top of a mountain. That's where they have the Sundance Film Festival. And we were there, and there was a nice restaurant there. It kind of looked like a big log cabin, and we had tortilla soup when it was chilly outside, and it was amazing. But I don't want to stress this subject too much, but the fact that people do trust people every day with their most important things. We take our kids to school. We trust the teachers. We eat the food a stranger makes, a total stranger that has no certification delivers that food to you. Anything could happen.
No guarantee.
Anybody could kill you.
Anybody can kill you. But yet we trust these people,
yes.
And we believe we don't.
Yes, and people stand there and say, "I don't trust anybody like me."
I jump on the 405 every single day, and there's thousands of cars. How do I know one of them's not going to try to take me out, make me crash, make me, hurt me? How do I know? And this is
that's a good point too. But the food point.
Oh, the food.
I just thought when you get into the like seriously, like we feed our kids. Kids, alcohol.
Our kids.
What's this?
Our
alcohol
kidneys.
doing?
Our kidneys, man.
What is this alcohol doing to me? Kids.
But
I know how to say kids.
but
But I say
now,
kids.
so now it brings me to the topic of, or brings me back to the topic that we were in. You would trust your business to technology to almost even run your business, but you wouldn't trust
I don't know if there's
technology.
any technology that runs the business.
Now tell me, you're you're bothered and you're afraid by bad drivers,
Oh,
right?
all the time.
Wouldn't you want a technology to take over their driving?
Yes, but that's if the
Uh,
whole traffic system is like that. Not okay. Everybody's driving in their nice,
but
1972 Cadillacs with big chrome bumpers, and you're driving in this paper-made, Korean-made self-driving car.
that's another question I got to talk to Tesla about. I want to see how safety their car is. Because
How safe their car
if their
is.
frame, if the front has no motor, there's it's just an empty gap, and the back has nothing.
I
It's
think
empty.
one of the Teslas, the front where the hood is kind of like the Porsche or all the cars that have the engine in the back.
Yeah, but how safe is
It's
a
like the
Porsche when it
storage.
crashes?
It's like the trunk.
Right, but how safe is that? In the case of
Uh,
an accident, how bad is your damage? Okay, forget the safety. Let's say it is safe, but how bad is your damage?
oh, that they will probably fold all the way to the windshield. But a lot of cars with engines in the front go all the way in too, like an accordion. They do.
With
I've
the
seen
motor
crash
and
tests.
everything?
Yeah, it squeezes in. Like I've seen
Interesting.
accordion thing effect happens on the crash tests.
That's very interesting. No, so that's basically what it comes down to is we got to test drive. We got to buy an iWatch, jump in a Tesla, and take it around LA, and then crash it.
I'm not crushing my Tesla.
And see how safe it is.
I'm seriously not
And
crushing my
see how safe it
Tesla.
is.
So if I get a Tesla, I'm taking care of that baby. It's a beautiful car. Just knowing the technology you're behind is amazing. Come on, you can't go wrong with a Tesla.
I want to crash one of their cars. Tesla, will you give me a car
No,
to crash?
I
I
will
would
not let you
love
crash it.
to crash your car
No.
and see the results.
No
I will
way.
do it at high speeds, as long as you allow it. That is my offer to Tesla.
I think they spent millions on crash testing, so you don't need to do that. It's like you're so credible. People know you so well. Oh, I wonder what this crash looks like.
You know what? We'll make it huge. We'll make it big. We'll make it matter.
Hey, maybe you gotta find an investor. How much is
And
it?
they-
100,000? How much are the Teslas?
About 100,000. It's not much.
100,000 is not much.
Well, if you think about it, compared to what? What's an S? What did our buddy get? An S63?
Bro, why are you comparing?
I mean, but hey, that's what, a $200,000
Compare
car?
what regular people drive like us, like Chevys and
No,
Toyotas
they're
and-
look, the way that I
Like
see
good
it,
cars.
the way that I see it, you have a $2,000 to $20,000 level. You have a $20,000 to maybe a $50,000 level. You have a $50,000 to $100,000 level. Anything over $100,000 is just that. I'm talking about those people. I'm talking about you, the listeners. You guys are in that 100,000 plus level. Like us, right? Like us. Once you're at 100,000, who gives a fuck, bro? 150, 180, it doesn't even fucking
I
matter
thought at
anymore.
one point it was gonna be 50,000. Is that? See, we got
Now that's another thing that I heard about Tesla. Tesla's actually coming out with what do you want to call this?
intermediate.
Intermediate,
Intermediate.
economical, an economical version that will be anywhere from 30 to 60,000 or something like that.
Oh, that's good.
See,
30,000, I'll buy it.
right?
Because that extra money you're gonna pay. Let's say you were in the market to buy a $20,000, $25,000 Chevy, Toyota, dependable car, affordable, good looking, right? You could go the extra mile probably and pay 30,000 because you're not spending the money on the gas.
I got correct. You're not spending no money.
And
on
you're
gas.
probably
Exactly.
getting government incentives, rebates.
plenty
Plenty,
of
right?
them.
And the
Plenty.
government has to back them up because they're
Absolutely.
doing amazing things.
Absolutely. I'm so sad about fucking Fisker Karma. I'm really fucking
Why?
bummed out.
What do you mean? You're
nothing.
sad?
They got thrown out of the market basically.
Oh,
a
they
Chinese company bought them, but they haven't done
Oh.
anything ever since.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where was it made before?
U.S.
Oh my god, that's bad.
U.S. Our my last topic that I want to talk about is why are Prius drivers so bad?
I think that's a whole nother show.
That's the worst driver in the world. And I've had people introduce themselves. I drive a Prius, and I'm like, really? And they're like, but I'm a good driver. And I'm like, that's just automatically. If you say you drive a certain car and then follow up with I'm a good driver,
but I'm a good
driver, that says a lot. However, you are not a good driver. You suck. I dislike you.
That's funny.
I don't.
But that's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother show. Anyways, we're gonna end it there. Mike, thanks for coming out. This is Man Cave Raw with Robert Valderrama. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.
All right. Cheers to that.